Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Brunch with Brian. Yay, we're back. So good morning. Thank God it's Friday. We're getting through the week. A lot of us are at home. A lot of us are spending a lot of time like we wouldn't normally be spending time. We're not doing our regular jobs. We're keeping you guys positive, and this is a time to this is a 10-15 minute session in your day that you should look forward to every day that will get you feeling positive, feeling better physically, feeling better emotionally, feeling better mentally. And that's really the key. And we're going to talk about some things today with time management. We haven't talked about time management in Brunch with Brian, and that's a really key topic in life. And so we have a reading about time today. But of course, as always, we start with smiling fully and often. So everybody put a smile on your face. You know what? I woke up last night in the middle of the night about like 3:30 in the morning. And, you know, I'm just laying there in bed and I start thinking about this. And guys, don't we tend to think of our troubles and think about what we need to fix? Now, I'm a fixer by nature. And so that's my kind of my bent. So every time I start thinking about stuff, I think, how can I fix it? So I have taken on a new role, and I talk a lot about role control. And in this new role, I am happy fixer, Brian. Okay, so when I think I'm fixer, sometimes I'm grumpy fixer, Brian. I want to be happy fixer, Brian. So that's kind of my thing. I'm a fixer. I like to see things and fix them, but I want to do it with a cheerful spirit. Okay, so what I did last night was I woke up and I was worrying and fretting about this or that at 3:30, and I just said, you know what? I'm going to smile. And sure enough, I started smiling. It's not easy to smile at 3:30 at night, in the morning, whatever. And I smiled, and it made a huge difference, changed my whole thinking around. So don't forget the power of smiling. I hope you've been smiling this whole time. When I start talking about smiling, you got to keep smiling until I get to breathing. Okay, let's get to breathing. 3 big deep breaths now and every day, and always do it with me. Don't let me do it and not you do it. Okay, ready? In. Hold it for a sec. Let it out. Now remember, loosen up, relax during that part. Okay, and again. Hold it a second. Oh, relax your shoulders, your neck, roll that around. One more. Hold it for a sec. And let it out. Now, guys, I had asked you a quiz yesterday. We had a quiz of where is this? So, do you know where this is? Guess what, guys? I said this was in Arizona, and we've got a lot of cool artwork that we're going to put up, and we're going to let you guys guess where the setting is. So, where is this one? Ta-da! The Antelope Canyon. Somebody had said Grand Canyon. Close. This is called the Antelope Canyon, often named on a list of geographical wonders. My daughter just got back from a trip here. You actually have to get reservations to go here. It's really, they really try to keep it beautiful. The place where water runs through rocks is the Navajo name. It's an allusion to the canyon's creation by flood erosion, and it's beautiful, and it's you've never seen anything like it. Antelope Canyon in Arizona. And guys, guess what? We have a lot of other really cool pictures that I want to be able to show you guys. Let's switch up today, and we'll put on, this one's called Summer Fun. Okay, so check this one out today and see if you can find out. Now, don't go and research, take a guess. Don't go find, I'm sure you could probably, you brainiacs could figure out where that is by looking it up. But you know what? Try and guess. See if you can guess where this one is. Okay, so today, now our quote. I talked to you guys, I said, we're going to talk today about mastering your time. Actually, time is such a key thing. And so our quote today is about time. And now you got a weekend ahead of you. Okay, so you got Saturday and Sunday. How are you going to spend that time? You got 48 hours there of a weekend. So will you be, how productive will you be, and how can you be productive? Obviously, we want you guys studying your real estate materials, getting better and better at real estate. And here's a book I really like, guys. It's by Brian Tracy, who you might have heard about. Master Your Time, Master Your Life. And so we're going to do a reading. And you know what? He picks one of my favorite quotes right in the beginning to start off the book. And it's a quote by, I'm going to ask you if you know who this is by. Do ye value life? Then waste not time, for that is the stuff out of which life is made. Okay, do you know who said that? one of my favorite authors and thinkers, Benjamin Franklin. So once again, I love that quote so much, I'm going to read it twice. Do ye value life? Then waste not time, for that is the stuff out of which life is made. Okay, I have another quote Emily Dickinson said, which is, forever is just a series of nows. And so that's another one I love. And so, you know, when you're thinking about time, guys, I like Brian Tracy starts off the book. This is a great time to be alive. There have never been more opportunities to do more things and to achieve more of your goals in all of human history than there are today. You can live longer and better today than any other generation before you. Modern advances in medicine and healthcare are enabling more people to live longer. And now we're going through all this craziness, right, guys? And so every time is precious. You never know how long you have. You probably will have a long, long time. I hope to live to 100. That's my goal. I'm going to make it to 100. Because of the explosive growth of information, technology, and competition, the rate of change has accelerated almost beyond your capacity. Today, we need a new way to think about time, especially the different times of your life. Now, this is very interesting because Brian Tracy is breaking up the times of your life into your roles. Now, the way I like to think about it is that you're in different roles at different times. He's calling it different time. So that's his distinction. Just like me, I mean, and listen to how he talks about it. You need one kind of time for setting goals and deciding what you really want in life, and another type for setting priorities. Okay, so for the life planner you. Now, you know, when I talk about role control, I talk about me. So you're supposed to say me at the end. So life planning me and scheduler me. So these are little different roles that you're going to take on and play, and how good you are at these different roles make a difference on your success. So he's calling it different kinds of time. So he says, you know, one kind of time for this and that, one kind of time for focusing on high value tasks and getting things done. You need one type of time for interacting, communicating, negotiating, and administering of another type of time at home with your family and your most important relationships. So then your dad me, or mom me, or your husband or wife me. So that's a role you want to play. Now, as he says, any attempt to use the wrong type of time in the wrong area for it will lead to frustration, failure, and ineffectiveness. What if you're in a work role? What if you're in competitive work me, and then you're at home and you're at the park with your kids, and you're on your phone and you're talking to somebody at work and you're in competitive work me? Those two things don't mix. He talks about oil and water. So it's really, depending on how you guys think about it, it's like different times or different roles that you're in during different times of your life. So think about time this weekend. And think about how to best use your time. And we want you to be happy, guys. You got to have happy time. So you don't want to be, working all the time. And now you might be kind of frustrated because you're not working and you don't have that expenditure of time. Maybe you were putting in 40 hours a week before, and now you're stuck at home. And so you can't play that role that you played for 40 hours a week. So that role is going to be itchy to come out. So your work role may conflict you being at home. So hopefully you guys balance your role in your as Brian Tracy talks about your times. Just see what role you're in and what time it is. And I encourage you guys to actually make a schedule. And so when you need to be in dad role or mom role, like from 6:30 at night to 9:30 at night, that make sure you're in that role. Make sure you're not wandering off and going into work role or whatever other role. So pick your roles. You can actually schedule these out in time and say, this is the role I'm going to play during this time and this time and this time. So that's my recommendation, guys. Get more into role control. And I'm working on a book on that. So if you guys want more information on that, let me know. I know you guys have been making comments and stuff. So hi to all of you out there. And we're going into the weekend. Brunch with Brian. I haven't decided what we're going to do on the weekends with Brunch with Brian, but probably don't expect me here tomorrow morning at 8:30 to 11:30, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll just grab my phone and we'll figure something out. So guys, wonderful spending time with you this morning. We got to do our movement though. And guys, remember there's 3 kinds of movement. There's stretching, there's self-flex, which I like to do that self-flex, muscles against muscles, but also I like to dance, and I don't have music ready, or else maybe I would dance. Maybe Fridays will be our dancing day. Maybe we'll get Lynette in here and we'll do some dancing on Friday. But today, for our movement, we're just going to do a quick series of stretching. And this is something that everybody can do really quick, honestly, in about 30 seconds, just to loosen up your body. And everybody, now, again, whenever you're stretching, don't If you feel any twinge or anything, just stop right away. But this is a really simple series of very quick stretches that you can do in the morning or at any time just to loosen up your body and feel better and stay. If you don't stretch, guys, you're just going to get creakier and creakier and creakier until it's over. So if you do stretch, though, you can stay in amazingly great shape, into a long, I don't even want to say how old I am, but I know I'm like younger than I look. And part of it is stretching. So first, let's just reach up. This is always a good one. Now, sometimes you guys can go on your tippy toes, but sometimes it's kind of hard to balance. So it's easier if you can kind of hold on to something. So I like when you can stretch up as tall as you can. That's great. And then touch your toes. Now remember, most of us can't touch our toes. That's fine. But just at least lean over, let your back loosen up, try to hang down a little bit. Touch your toes if you can, but just make sure you're nice and loose. Okay, straighten up. Now turn one to each side. Lower back is a big area that people have problems with. And so you want to keep your lower back stretched out. And that's, I get down on the floor like I did on Monday and Tuesday, guys. When I get out on the floor and I hook my leg over and do that really big stretch, you can do that. Or you can just stand in place like this with your hands on your hips. Or this is another one I like for your shoulders, going like this. So everybody should be doing this with me now. So stretch it out like that. Okay. And that, you really don't need that much. Here's another one I like to do though. Just do some toe raisers. This loosens up your ankles, and you can even kind of roll your ankle around like that, just roll your ankle around and roll your wrists around. That's good. Roll your neck around, and shoulder rolls. Shoulder rolls and neck rolls are really important because, boy, we ever hold a lot of tension in your shoulder and your neck. And if you guys don't do some kind of little stretching program, now how long did that take? Less than a minute probably. But that really loosened my body up and feels good. And if you guys did that little stretching program there with me, you should feel good too. You could do that, a couple times a day or at least once a day to stay loose and stay happy. And the better you feel physically, obviously, the better you feel emotionally and mentally. So guys, have a great weekend. We'll be talking to you again over the weekend. I'm sure we'll do something live. And so tune in. But it's awesome. And guests, you can send in your guesses on where that is. And we'd love to hear it. And hopefully we will see you tomorrow. And thank you for sharing this first week ever of Brunch with Brian. Okay, we'll talk to you again real soon. Don't forget to smile.